Hi friends, I'm Mona and I'm reading the Bhagwat Geeta or the Song Divine on this channel. So till now I have read till chapter 12 and today we'll start chapter 13. So let's begin. Sri Bhagwan said, "This body, Arjun, is termed as field and he who knows it is called the knower of the field by the sages discerning the truth about both. Know myself to be the Kshetrajan, individual soul, and in all the Kshetra fields, Arjun, and it is the knowledge of the field and knower that is of matter with its evolutes and the spirit, which I consider as true knowledge. What the field is and what is its nature, what its modifications, and from what causes, what effects have arisen, and also who is knower, who its knower is, and what is his glory. Hear all this from me in brief. The truth about Kshetra and the Kshetrajan has been expounded by the seers in manifold ways. Again, it has been separately stated in different Vedic chants and also in the conclusive and reasoned text of Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutras. The five elements, the ego, the intellect, the unmanifest, the ten organs of perception and action, the mind, and the five objects of senses sound, touch, color, taste, and smell. Also, desire, aversion, pleasure, pain, the physical body, consciousness, firmness, thus is the kshetra which it evolutes, briefly stated. Absence of pride, freedom from hypocrisy, non-violence, forbearance, uprightness of speech and mind, etc., devout service of the preceptor, internal and external purity, steadfastness of mind and control of body, mind, and the senses. This passion towards the objects of enjoyment of this world and the next, and also absence of egotism, pondering again and again on the pain and evils inherent in birth, death, old age, and disease, absence of attachment, and the sense of mindness in respect of son, wife, home, etc., and the constant equipoise of mind both in favorable and unfavorable circumstances, unflinching devotion to me through exclusive attachment, living in secluded and holy places, and finding no delight in the company of worldly people. Constancy in self knowledge and seeing God as the object of true knowledge. All this is declared as knowledge, and what is contrary to this is called ignorance. I shall speak to you at length about that which ought to be known, and knowing which one attains supreme bliss. That supreme Brahma, who is the Lord of the two beginningless entities, Prakrit and Jiva, is said to be neither Sat nor Asat, being and non-being. It has hands and feet on all sides, eyes, head, and mouth in all directions, and ears all round, for it stands pervading all in the universe. Though perceiving all sense objects, it is really speaking devoid of all senses. Nay, though unattached, it is the sustainer of all none the less, and though attributeless, it is enjoyer of guns and three modes of prakrit. It exists without and within all beings and constitute the moving and the unmoving creations as well. And by reason of its subtlety, it is incomprehensible. It is close at hand and stands afar too. Though integral like space in its undivided aspects, it appears divided at it were in all animate and inanimate beings. And that Godhead, which is the only object worth knowing, is the sustainer of beings as Vishnu, the destroyer as Rudra, and the creator of all as Brahma. That Supreme Brahma is said to be the light of all lights and entirely beyond Maya. That Godhead is knowledge itself, worth knowing and worth attaining through real wisdom, and is particularly abiding in heart and of all. Thus, the truth of Kshetra and knowledge, as well as the object worth knowing, that is God, has been briefly discussed. Knowing this in reality, my devotee attains to me being. Prakrit and Purush know both these as beginningless, and know all modifications such as likes and dislikes, etc., and all objects constituted to three guns as born of Prakrit. Prakrit is said to be responsible for bringing forth the evolutes and the instrument, while the individual soul is declared to be responsible for the experience of joy and sorrows. Only the Purusha, in association with Prakrit, experience objects of the nature of the three guns, evolved from Prakrit. And it is attachment with these guns that is responsible for the birth of the soul in good and evil wombs. The spirit dwelling in this body is really the same as the Supreme. He has been spoken of as the witness, the true guide, the sustainer of all, the experiencer, the overlord, and the absolute as well. He who thus knows the Purush spirit and Prakrit nature together with the guns, even though performing his duties in every way, is not born again. Some by meditations behold the Supreme Spirit in the heart with the help of their refined and sharp intellect. With the help of their refined and sharp intellect, others realize it through the discipline of knowledge, and still others through the discipline of action, that is Karma Yoga. Other dull-witted person, however, not knowing thus, worship even as they have heard from others, that is, the knowers of truth. And even those who are thus devoted to what they have heard are able to cross path of ocean of mundane existence in the shape of death. Arjun, whatsoever being, the moving or unmoving, is born, know it as emanated through the union of Kshetra matter and Kshetrajan spirit. He alone truly sees, who sees the Supreme Lord as imperishable and abiding equal in all perishable beings, both animate and inanimate. For by seeing the Supreme Lord equally present in all, he does not kill the self by himself, and thereby attain the supreme state. He who sees that all actions are performed in every way by nature and the self as the non-doer, he alone verily sees. The moment man perceives the diversified existence of beings as rooted in the one Supreme Spirit, and the spreading forth of all beings from the same, the very moment he attains Brahma, who is truth, consciousness, and bliss solidified. Arjun, being without beginning and without attributes, the indestructible Supreme Spirit, though dwelling in the body, in fact does nothing nor gets tainted. As the all-pervading ether, not contaminated by reason of its subtlety, though permeating the body, the self is not affected by the attributes of the body due to its attributeless character. Arjun, as the one sun illumines this entire universe, so the one Atma, spirit, illumines the whole Kshetra field. Thus, those who thus perceive the eye of wisdom, the difference between the Kshetra and Kshetrajan, and the phenomenon of liberation from Prakrit with her evolutes, reach the supreme eternal spirit. Thus, and this is in the Upanishad sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scripture of yoga, that dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjun is the 13th chapter entitled The Yoga of Discrimination Between the Field and the Knower of the Field. So we are done with the chapter 13, and tomorrow we will start chapter 14. I was reading Hindu religious book, the Bhagwat Geeta or the Song Divine. is the conversation between Arjun and Sri Krishna. Tomorrow I will get back again around the same time to read the chapter 14th. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.